Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Here we go. Smash those likes. All right, guys, everybody, I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. And let's get started for a good Saturday night live stream here tonight. As we go live, the markets are pumping. The altcoins are in the green. Bitcoin's climbing and climbing and climbing. So the question is the pump real or is it a fake rally to the upside? We're going to be covering this and much more in today's live stream. So make sure you guys are tapping those likes, smashing those likes, filling up those like meters, and dropping your questions into the chat because we're going to be covering it all today here. Like I said, my name is Blockchain Crusader, and I crusade through these blockchains every single day with you guys to make sure that we know what's happening in these markets. Where are things going? Where is Bitcoin going? Because if you can follow Bitcoin and you know where Bitcoin's going to go, you know where the altcoins are going to go. So I appreciate every single one of you guys coming in here right now and tapping those likes. Tap them, tap them, tap them like there's no tomorrow, guys. Tap it like there's no tomorrow. All right, guys. Real simple here. Altcoins are starting to rally. We see a lot of different altcoins up 5, 6, 10%, right? We're going to take a look at Bitcoin. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin's chart here. Bitcoin's chart on the 1 hour, right? Actually, let's jump out to the 4 hour. Let's get a little bit of a larger time frame here. As you guys can see here, look at this. Bitcoin is starting to break above this downward trend. Is Bitcoin about to rally to new all-time highs? Well, I know that's a lot of questions that people are asking themselves. So once again, let me cover this for you guys. I covered it earlier today in my live stream and in my video, but I'll cover it again here to give you guys a basis of where we could be potentially going with the rest of the altcoins here. So Bitcoin right now, right, is trying to reclaim the value area low of the previous week range, which is this range right here. That week range has a weekly naked point of control up at $109,646. Can we rally up to 109? Maybe. But I honestly think that we're right now, after having this major drop to the downside, all the way down to about $100,350, right? I think we're coming back up towards this 0.65 gold pocket retracement to the upside, about 107,952. Throughout the weekend, we're having a little bit of a rally. We had a rally on Friday, right? And the weekend has low volume, so it's easier to keep the trend your friend and to keep things continuing to move to the upside throughout the weekend. I have been expecting to get into a short between 104.9 to about 105.9, around that area, looking for a short. I've been talking about this in the Crypto Citadel. Now, it's the weekend, so no, I'm not going short right now. Why? Because I am expecting major volume to come in Sunday night during the Asia trading session and Monday morning when the New York stocks session begins, right? And I believe that rally could push up Bitcoin to about 107. Maybe worst case, we push all the way back up to 109, tapping this previous all-time high once again and hitting this weekly MPLC before pulling back. But realistically, I'm aiming more for this gold pocket here around the 107,952 to start looking for a rejection, to start looking for a decent pullback with volume, right? Because right now, you can go short, but there's no real volume to move the price. So it's not going to have a strong rejection, right? It will have a weak rejection and it can go against you. And then you're going to have to dollar cost average into your trade or potentially just take the stop loss or take the loss or whatever. So overall, right now in the Crypto Citadel, I have been talking about running it up to about 107 by Monday morning before taking that short to start moving back to the downside. I do believe that overall, we are going to be continuing creating lower highs here. As you can see, this is the high at 112. Then we made a lower high around the 110, then another lower high around the 108, then another lower high around the 106. And right now we're still at a lower high around the 105, right? We could come all the way up here and you might be thinking, oh man, we're breaking the lower highs. All right, we're going to make a higher high. And this breakout from this downtrend is going to have to get retested for a confirmation. And I do believe that if we have this breakout on the retest of the confirmation, we're going to pull back and we're going to fall through and we're not going to confirm the breakout and it's going to pull back down. And we will be heading potentially to $97,000 to $96,000 as our first main area of support to the downside, which is the Q1 2025 NPOC, or point of control. It used to be an NPOC. That is going to be a very critical area. If that area does not hold, Bitcoin could be retracing all the way down to 90, potentially as low as 87,000, where we do have a monthly NPOC down at 84, but that is a worst case scenario, potentially a quick wick through action, tapping it and then getting back above this support. But yes, I do believe that this is a fake rally right now for Bitcoin back to the upside, get a lot of people excited, get a lot of people hyped up, potentially go into a lot of longs, right? So what happened is everybody's longing Bitcoin at the highs, and then Bitcoin drops, and now Bitcoin loses major support here. You're like, oh man, this is it. This is the time to go short, right? Time to go short. But guess what? As people go short down here, Bitcoin starts rallying back up and then gets all those shorts squeezed out. They get all those shorts stopped out, liquidated, whatever it is. And then once we're up here, people are like, okay, time to go long, time to go long. But guess what? This isn't the time to go long. And there can definitely be a lot of issues. Patriot Caveman in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Good to see you here. It's been a while, brother, for sure. Can you take a look at Zen AI? I'll definitely take a look at that. I've never heard of that project, but I'll take a look here. Let me make sure that my live stream is still up. Do you think the lawsuit gets dropped June 13th by the SEC on XRP? Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Whether the lawsuit gets dropped or not, at the end of the day, we already know where the lawsuit pretty much stands along with XRP. That it's pretty much all fugazi up to this point. The regulation for crypto is here and it's friendly towards crypto, right? There hasn't been a more pro-crypto scenario for regulation and for adoption than 2025. There just hasn't been. 2025 has been the most pro-crypto administration, most pro-crypto enforcement, adoption of any kind ever in the history of crypto. So that being said, I do believe that overall, when this thing gets dropped or not, it might have some fluctuation to the price overall. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's anything that's unexpected. I don't think it's anything that is to write home about. I don't think anything big is going to come out of it. I think it's just going to be just another day on the block kind of thing for XRP. We can jump over to the XRP chart here and take a look at the XRP chart, because I know it's a fan favorite. I know you guys love yourselves some XRP. And XRP really hasn't been doing a lot for anybody right now, let me tell you. It has not been doing a lot at all. So if we zoom out here, XRP obviously has been holding this support zone since December above $2.10 to about $1.95. We only broke through it during the April lows of the Bitcoin, when Bitcoin dropped down to 76,000 before recovering pretty quickly. Right now, if Bitcoin does drop down to 96,000, I do expect overall for Bitcoin to have XRP have the same issue and continue dropping to the downside as well. And if we do lose this support zone, I am targeting XRP to go somewhere between 171 to about 146 to the downside, which is a pretty big drop overall for XRP. Now, targets to the upside for XRP, you guys have heard me talk about this, right? To the upside, within the range of May, the targets to the upside are between 229 to about 236 that are untapped, new targets, right? But the real critical area for XRP is 242, which is a quarterly average that got rejected back on May 16th. We got rejected there on the 17th, on the 22nd, and multiple times after that. We have fallen back from there, right? So we need to get above 242 to make a run for 257. We have a macro gold pocket, right, from its highs to its current lows at 277, which lines up with the value area high for the Q1 range, which is going to be some strong resistance. If we can get through that, our macro target to the upside is $3.10 before running to some new all-time highs, price discovery kind of scenario. So those are the targets for XRP here on the short term. Appreciate everybody in here tapping those likes, hitting that subscribe, showing out support. I am going to be continuing grinding here on all platforms. There you go. Make sure I see all the chat here. I don't want to be missing anybody. Let's go. So over here, somebody said something about, do you really think Bitcoin can drop to 78K? Not 78K for Bitcoin. What I'm looking at realistically, right? First main target to the downside, below 100 is 97 to 96, which is the Q1 point of control, a retest of that area after this major breakout. As you guys can see, we've never come back and retested that area, and it was pretty strong resistance on the way up. Breaking through here, if this area is lost, another area that we never broke, that we never retested, was strong resistance. We got rejected off of it multiple times. We finally had a big breakthrough on April 21st. Never came back for a proper retest to build consolidation above it. So a retest of 89 to about 88. Worst case scenario, a quick wick to the April monthly NPOC of 84, but not realistically looking for $78,000 Bitcoin anytime soon. Now, somebody said, what is your prediction on Zebec network for this bull run? So, Sandra, fantastic question. I know Zebec is one that a lot of people have on their mind. Zebec network. I am mixed, right, fundamentally about this project. This project is adopting a very XRP-like cult behind it, where everyone thinks that Zebec is this new thing that's going to take over the world and that is going to take over the global, the global payroll payments or whatever, and the amount of money that's going to flow through it, and the potential that they might be partnering up with XRP, all this stuff. But I've also heard that the founder of this project is a potential scammer. Allegedly, he's rug pulled or scammed in other projects. I do not know. I don't know anything about this project fundamentally, except for the little bit I've heard online. I just know a lot of people have been asking me about it. So from a technical aspect, right, looking at this asset, realistically, in the past 68 days or 60 days, I should say, you know, it's higher up than 175. It doesn't even matter. This thing's going to skyrocket forever. And realistically, you're setting yourself up when you're starting to hear that and feel that, and you really got that FOMO of missing out, right, on this asset because it's so good. It's too good to be true. It most likely is, and that is the time to not buy anything. So a lot of people are FOMOing in here at this top. But guess what, guys? From this top on May 30th to June 5th, so in 5 days, this thing dropped 43%. 43% from its top. Yes, I understand that the people that got in down here, right, at 0.001 before May, fantastic. You're still in massive profit. But everyone else that was FOMOing in at this top is now down 43%. From the top, right? So always wait for a better entry. That is the long-term conversation here. Always wait for a better entry. Do not FOMO. Do not chase green candles. Now, Zebec, overall, we are holding support here on 0.0047. We are holding support. We've had a few wicks on the 5th, on the 6th, to the downside, below that, but overall, holding some pretty strong support. If this area this area breaks as support, right? If we start to close daily candles below 0.0043, the first target set to the downside is the weekly untapped average at 0.0036 and 0.0032. That is a local gold pocket to the downside from that rally to that top, right? Obviously, we can rotate the entire. That would be putting the price action inside the range for May, and its main target for May, its naked point of control, is all the way down at 0.0018. That if we measure from where we're at right now to that monthly point of control is down 60% more, 63% to be exact, which is catastrophic to anybody that bought up in this area. Catastrophic to anybody that bought up in this area. So I'm not saying that we are going to go down there. I'm not saying that I'm just saying if we begin to lose this support zone, then those targets become more likely. And you have to be looking forward to being able to dollar cost average the way down. If not, it's gonna crush you for sure. it's going to a penny, no doubt. Can it hit a penny? Yeah, absolutely. Probably can hit a penny, right? Its current market cap is sitting somewhere. Where's my market cap at? Market cap is currently sitting around 400 million. It's less than half a penny right now. Round up to about half a penny. That would put it around, almost 500 million. So yes, at a penny would be about $1 billion, maybe a little bit shy of $1 billion, give or take. A few hundred there, a few thousand there. So that being said, yes, I think a penny is definitely doable. Now, people are talking about $1. No. People are talking about $10. Absolutely no. It's just not going to happen. Do you think Doge will hit its all-time high in this bull run? I don't think Doge is going to hit a new all-time high, guys. I don't think Doge is going to hit an all-time high. Doge has way too much inflation. Which means that there's too much of it being produced onto the currents, onto the circulating supply, and not enough demand. Its market cap is already $27.63 billion. And it's too rough, right? Especially with the conditions of the market. The conditions of the market have changed drastically since 2021. In 2021, creating a cryptocurrency required knowledge, required expertise, required a team, right? There was still a lot of Fugazi, and Dogecoin is the original meme coin. But now we have meme coins being produced by the hundreds of thousands every single day, right? And even if you're not creating a meme coin, to produce a cryptocurrency in general outside of the meme coin space is still relatively very, very easy nowadays, when back in 2021, it required a lot of know-how on how to do it, a lot of more programming expertise. You needed real developers. Now, there's all types of platforms that you can use to create a cryptocurrency, even if it's not a meme coin. And you can slap a white paper on it and bing, bam, boom, you got a cryptocurrency. You do some online social media marketing, and there you go. You're going to be the next big thing. And unfortunately, utility has not been the attention, has not been the priority for retail. Retail's been all about the meme coins, and the flood of meme coins has trapped everyone in a lot of liquidity in that space, which has not allowed liquidity to be injected into these other real utility top blue chip projects. So long story short, I don't think Dogecoin is going to make a new all-time high, but I can tell you some targets that Dogecoin can hit. I definitely can tell you some targets. So overall, right now, Dogecoin has come down to its gold pocket from the lows of April to the highs of May. We've come down to the gold pocket of around 17.5 cents. We're on our way back up here. If we continue rallying up, highly dependent if Bitcoin does not pull back. If Bitcoin pulls back, then obviously everything's going to keep crashing. But if Bitcoin doesn't pull back, the move to the upside, the targets to the upside, our first target is 20 cents as a monthly untapped average. Once we can get back into the May range, that is above 21 cents, our next target is 22.5 cents. Above that, we have a 26 cent area of resistance that we need to get above. Above 26 cents, we have 32 to about 35 cents. We got gold pocket and multiple untapped targets between 32 to 36 cents. I think that's going to be the next big top for Doge, unless we have an extensive, massive altcoin season for Doge. I don't really see it going too much higher than that. Its previous high here for December was around 48 cents. Maybe we get there. Maybe we get to about 52 cent area. It is a monthly untapped naked point of control from 2021 and a very historical target. But the all-time high of 73 cents, I don't think we revisit that. I just don't think we revisit that for Dogecoin. Let me jump in here. It's the same banks that support XRP. Crypto Hulk put it out today. What you're talking about? I'm assuming you're talking about Zebec. Dogecoin buy just in case X payments. Yeah, I mean, you might see something come out of, from Elon about Doge here and there, but, Elon's definitely taking a big step back from talking about cryptocurrencies in general overall, especially since the big influx of all these other meme coins. He's really kind of stepped away from talking about Dogecoin and the meme coin game overall. It hit 0.48 in December. Yeah, just because it hit 0.48 in December doesn't mean it's going to hit 73 cents next time it rallies. Doesn't mean that. The herd there was ETFs for Doge. Yes, I agree. The big thing was, Dogecoin was going to get an ETF, yada, yada, yada. And there was a big push to the upside. Obviously, the ETF hasn't happened yet. We don't know if it will happen. It might at some point. But for now, there's no real reason to think that Doge is going to run to above 73 cents. So let's see here. Altcoin season, what do you recommend? What are you talking about? When do I recommend an altcoin season to happen? When do I think it's going to happen? When do I think, what altcoins do I recommend for the altcoin season? Please be a little bit more specific. Let me see here. Let me make sure I'm not missing out on any chats. Zen AI. Yeah, somebody wanted to cover Zen AI. I'll definitely cover that here in a second. Thoughts on Algorand? We'll definitely take a look at Algorand as well. Zen AI. Not in the crypto bubbles. I can imagine this thing doesn't have a chart. Doesn't look like it has a chart. I don't know. Might be a very small micro cap or something. Thoughts on Algorand? What do you think from here? Bitcoin goes pullback. Yeah. So thoughts on Algorand real quick, and then we'll circle back to Bitcoin. So Algorand. Take a look at Algorand's chart here. Algorand overall has come down to its gold pocket as well from the lows, right? The lows of April to the highs of May. We've come back down to the gold pocket here. We're currently at the continue moving to the upside to get our targets to the upside are 21 cents. 21 cents, which is the value area low of May. And then 21 cents and a little bit and some change is the point of control. So expect a lot of resistance around 21 cents for Algorand. If we can get above the value area high of May, which is 24 cents for Algorand, our macro targets here for Q1 range is 28 to 29 cents. It is both a quarterly average and a quarterly point of control, NPOC. So it's something that's very, very important for people to keep an eye on. Those are going to be some big targets for Algorand. Above that, we have 32 cents. Once we can get out of the Q1 range, our targets are between 39 to 45 cents for Algorand. Now, down to the downside, we still have a naked point of control for Q4 down at 12 cents if Algorand continues to push down because Bitcoin has some type of major pullback. The question about Bitcoin, do I think it's going to have a pullback? Yes, I do believe Bitcoin's going to have a pullback. We jump down here to the 4 hour. I think Bitcoin's having a dead cat bounce. I think Bitcoin is, a lot of people were long when we were within the previous week range. We were in above 100,000. We got below 101,000. A lot of people went short. Friday, we had a major V-shaped recovery to the upside, and I bet a lot of those shorts got liquidated or stopped out at this point in time. And now as we're coming back up here, I know a lot of people are going to start rallying into longs. The price might push up to its gold pocket of $107,952. Hit that area, people get super excited. New all-time high coming. We're breaking the downtrend of lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. And that's when we get a big rejection and we start pulling back. And I do believe that will be the time when we pull back down to 96,000. The Crypto Citadel, I am looking to take a short around this area. Obviously, we're going to be managing it closely, see where the rejection comes from. If we get the rejection before 107, right, then we will manage it appropriately and deal with it as it goes. But overall, Bitcoin right now is, I think this is a fake rally over the weekend where we have low volume. It's easy to keep the price moving steadily upward. And then as we go into the Sunday night, which is the Asia trading session, into the New York trading session of Monday morning, we're going to have either a little bit of more rally to the upside before pushing back down or just straight going down from there. So something to keep an eye on for sure. What altcoins do you recommend? Guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to recommend any altcoins. Everyone's risk portfolio risk management is very different. Some people tolerate a lot of risk, and they all about the low micro cap stuff. Best of luck with that. Micro caps are great, make you a lot of money if they pump, but they can also lose you a lot of money because they're some of the first ones to completely melt and just go away. The projects I like, most people probably don't like. I can talk about 5 cryptos on Ethereum that I believe are going to rally, because I do believe Ethereum is heading towards a larger altcoin season that is going to be led by Ethereum, as Ethereum is there's a rotation of money going into Ethereum from institutions. Institutions have already been dropping the breadcrumbs, letting people know that they're buying less Bitcoin and more Ethereum. And I do believe once the Ethereum staking goes live for the ETF, that is going to be a big game changer for the ETFs on Ethereum. And it's going to be a big incentive for institutional money to hold onto those Ethereum ETFs for longer, because they're going to be making a yield on it, right? That being said, Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart is also in the reversal. French Courses Cora, thank you for smashing those likes. Thank you for hitting that subscribe. Appreciate it. Now, talking about Ethereum into an altcoin season, 5 altcoins that are on the Ethereum network that I believe are going to rally as Ethereum continues to rally. I do believe Ethereum is going to hit a new all-time high, and I think that these 5 altcoins are going to benefit greatly from an Ethereum rally. Number 1, there's no actual like order of 1 to 2 being better than the other. They're just 5. 4 DeFi, 1 DEX. Aave is one of them. Lido is the second one. Maker is the third one. And Pendle is the fourth one. These are 4 DeFi plays on Ethereum that I believe are going to rally very strongly along with Ethereum rallying. There are 4 DeFi plays. Why do I say that? Because when Ethereum whales begin to see appreciation and value in Ethereum, they're not just going to go instantly and sell their Ethereum. They're going to go collateralize their Ethereum. They're going to go take out loans against their Ethereum to either buy more Ethereum or to buy some of these other Ethereum projects to get USDT to jump into more altcoins or whatever, right? Altcoin season, they go and they do that. What does that do? That appreciates the value of those 4 DeFi platforms, as those are the most popular DeFi platforms that the Ethereum whales will go to and will use. Outside of that, the last one, the 5th one, Uniswap. Very simple reason. That is the biggest DEX on Ethereum, right? MetaMask directly works with Uniswap. Uniswap covers pretty much almost every single network out there. It is fantastic. There's another one called SushiSwap, which is good too, but a way smaller market cap, way less usage of users overall. But realistically, Uniswap is the number 1 DEX, right? It's only 125 million for SushiSwap. I like SushiSwap. They can do a lot of cross-border stuff, but Uniswap is literally really, really on its game about being a very strong DEX. So that being said, those are the 5 projects. There's obviously many projects that I like outside of that. I like BitTensor Tau. I like Render. I like AVAX. I like these are all projects that I hold. Let's see here. What are some other ones? Cake. Let's see. Fetch, ENA, Hbar, Chainlink, Solana, Ondo, Aerodrome. Let me see here. What else? Ada, Algorand, and there's a few other ones out there that I can't think of right now. Radium, and many more. So there's a lot of altcoins for sure. Which one is the cheapest? That is a very bad type of way of thinking. Don't buy a project just because it's the cheapest. The price of the project doesn't actually mean it has more potential to rally. You need to look at market cap. You need to look at circulating supply. You need to look at fundamentals, potential possibility of appreciation and value of adoption in a project. Sometimes it's better to buy a project that's more expensive. Most of the time, it's better to buy a project that's more expensive, has more adoption, has better circulating supply, better inflation rates, just better overall project. Don't always just go by what's the cheapest. Aave is Trump's coin also. What do you mean by that? the World Liberty Finance, which is the DeFi platform that's being run by the Trump team or whatever, is definitely very big on Aave and Ethereum. Dennis says, do you like PNG? I do like PNG. PNG is Pangolin. This is a DEX that started off as a AVAX DEX only, and it went multi-chain about a few years ago, a year or two ago now. And since then, it's had a major rally. In the previous altcoin season back in March, it rallied up to like 45 to 50 cents, had an amazing rally. It's down at $33 million market cap, very small market cap, very high risk. Obviously, this DEX does not have the same level of adoption as some of the other DEXs on other networks and blockchains and AVAX overall, but it is, I do believe DEXs is a sector that a lot of people don't pay attention to that does have major rallies, and we definitely saw that in 2024. So PNG is definitely something that I have an eye on, and I do hold PNG, by the way. Appreciate everybody jumping in here, smashing those likes. Keep on doing it, my friends. Keep on smashing those likes, sharing out the live stream. Hey, make sure, let me circle back here through some different chats, make sure I'm not missing anybody. I don't want to miss any chat anywhere. Okay. Let's keep it rocking. Let's keep it rolling here. Let's see here. Let me jump over here. Good morning. What's up, Diamond? Crypto Citadel member in the house. What's going on, Diamond? Thoughts on Ondo? Joe. I'm very bullish on Ondo. Obviously, it's the biggest real-world asset project out there. With the most utility / adoption, I would say, not utility, most adoption with BlackRock and their Buildo asset fund and Securitize, I should say, not Scrutinize, Securitize, working with them, big connections. So if we go take a look at the Ondo chart, Ondo, where are you at right here? Ondo was facing some very strong resistance here around $1.02 to $1.13 back in May 14. We had a very strong resistance zone here overall. We came all the way back down. We've pretty much fully almost rotated the April range. If Bitcoin does fall into 96,000, Ondo unfortunately is going to get crushed, probably drop down to 59 cents, which is its last September NPOC naked point of control from 2024. That'd be my next big area to accumulate Ondo if we drop lower. Obviously, it might not happen. Bitcoin might not drop. I could be completely wrong about Bitcoin dropping, and Bitcoin skyrockets to a new all-time high. If it does that, we need Ondo. Obviously, we have some targets here at 91 cents, which are the monthly point of control and monthly untapped average for May. Onto the upside for Ondo. Ondo's currently sitting at 83 cents. But overall, we need to get above $1.02, close daily candles, and hold that area as support. If we can do that, our next targets to the upside are between 122 to 132. And then above that, it's about 151 to 165 for Ondo. And that will be the area where I take a grand majority of my profits are between 151 and 165. I'll leave a moon bag, let it ride to see if it goes back to new all-time highs and skyrockets. But I will be taking big profits around there. It's going to be also dependent on where Bitcoin is, what certain things are happening. Let's jump back here into the chat. He has certain ones he pumps to support his movement, and Aave being one of them. Well, pump it, baby. Quant. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes in here, guys. If you guys are in the Crypto Citadel, I greatly appreciate it. If you're not, definitely think about it. We do a lot of macro long-term analysis here. We do daily trade setups, right? We've been looking for this. Signals for people that are that want to be taking daily trades here. We do macro long-term targets for people that are long-term holders that are not traders, right? Do deep dives into resistance, support, what's happening, market structures for all these altcoins so that you guys can digest information and know where things are going. So if you're interested in that, definitely that'd be awesome. It's always better to analyze data than to just go based off feelings and hype. Quant, like somebody was asking about Quant, QNT, has been holding up very, very well against Bitcoin. Look at this thing. Quant is above its May range. It's actually above its main range. staying above $103, even with Bitcoin's latest drop, holding up very, very strong, facing some resistance here from the Q1 value area high of 115. But if we are to break out to the upside for quant, our first target to the upside is 124. Our next target is 141 to the upside for quant. And then we have 163 to 178. That enters some historical targets to the upside. Now, if quant loses $100, that is critical support. If we lose $100, our first target to the downside is 95. And then below that, we're heading between 80 to about $70, potentially even low as 67 for quant, which would not be great if we drop. Hey, yo, what's going on? Diamond says Citadel is gold. Let's go. You don't got to believe me. Ask the people that are already there. Let's see. What app can I buy Bitcoin? There's a lot of different apps you can buy Bitcoin on. Obviously, Coinbase, Crypto.com, Binance. I think Robinhood allows you to buy Bitcoin. I think Venmo and maybe PayPal allow you to buy Bitcoin. Cash App, I think, allows you to buy Bitcoin. You just got to make sure that whatever app you're buying Bitcoin on, that app actually allows you to transfer the Bitcoin or any crypto that you're buying on their platform off their platform and into a wallet. That means that you actually have true custody of the Bitcoin and you're not just buying an IOU or something. What is this fake Zach Rector doing in here? Instantly blocked. I know that's not the real Zach Rector. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Somebody said VeChain. Let's go take a look at VeChain. What's going on, Maryam? VeChain sitting at $2 billion market cap, up 2.4% today, down 15.9% on the month. ¿Qué pasó, mi amore? Oh, that's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Yummy. The little mini crusaders are on the loose. The mini crusaders are on the loose. Mama Crusader, where are you? Mama Crusader, where are you? The little mini crusaders are going on a crusade. Help. Let's go see here. We're going to be taking a look at VeChain. All right, let me update this chart here. This chart is definitely a little outdated for sure. Let's get the month of April. Month of April. Let's get the month of May. So we've come down into the April range. We're bouncing once again off the Q4 point of control from 2024. Our target to the upside for May is 0.027. If we can get above that, we do need to get above the November point of control of 0.032. Between that area to basically 3.5 cents, we definitely have some strong resistance. Once we can finally get above that area, we could potentially have a run back up to the Q1 point of control of 0.048, almost 5 cents basically. And then we have a gold pocket up at basically 6 cents for Aero for VeChain. So we'll see if we can get to those levels. Overall, those are some big moves to the upside. If we drop to the downside below 2.5 cents, basically, we could be coming back down to about a penny, which is definitely a little drastic for VeChain. I'm going heavy on VeChain. Oh, man. Good luck. I thought VeChain was going to have a stronger uptrend overall in this bull market with the way real-world assets and VeChain was really getting involved with real-world assets, working with the UFC for a lot of marketing. I thought they were going to have a way stronger rally throughout 2024. Very kind of disappointed on the rally. I think they got up to as high as 6 cents, maybe 7 cents. I was expecting a lot bigger rally up to like at least 25 cents overall, and we've gotten nowhere near that for VeChain. So VeChain, unfortunately, has definitely been struggling on, really having any major rallies or movements to the upside. Dennis says, thank you for the insight. No problem. That's all what I'm here for, man. That is what I'm here for. Making sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Wolf on Wall Street is rally and Dana White July. Wait, what? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Wolf on Wall Street is rally and Dana White July? I don't understand what you're trying to say there. Thoughts on XLM? XLM, the stepsister to XRP, had a nice rally back in November. Ran I think almost 700% or something like that in 30 days. Super massive rally to the upside for Stellar. And I'm sure it trapped a lot of people. It trapped a lot of people. So if we go take a look at XLM's chart, which is one that I did cover in the Crypto Citadel as the macro update, because I know a lot of people probably got trapped with XLM. So back in December of 2024, we ran all the way up to 63%. 63 cents, sorry, up to 63 cents for November. Since then, we've had a pretty drastic pullback from this high down to the lows of April. We're talking about 68% to today's price, 58% pullback, which is pretty drastic nonetheless. Now, let's get price action for May. The May price action here, right? We do have a naked point of control for May up at 28 cents. We are facing resistance up at 33 cents, which is the quarterly on average, and it's the value area low for the Q1 range. We need to get into the Q1 range, and then we have some targets between 37 to about 42 cents. It's his main target. We have the macro gold pocket up at 48 cents. And then above 48 cents, we would be trying to break out of the Q1 range. And we have a weekly untapped average up there at 51. And then we'll be back at November highs. I personally, with XLM, I don't hold XLM, but if I did, I would be taking the grand bulk of my profits if I was dollar cost averaging down here. Around 42 to 48 cents would be the big bulk of profits, and then I'll probably just leave a moon bag to let the rest ride, which is from where we're at right now. From where we're at right now to 42 cents is a 60% move, and to the gold pocket is about an 81% to 82% move to the upside. I know that's not what people want to hear, but that's just what I would do to de-risk myself from that. Narrative and trading, making money is important in crypto. Yeah, 100%. I chase reds, not greens. VeChain is perfect. Oh, 100%. I agree. If you're going to buy something, buy it when it's red. Buy it when it's down in the dumps, right? Don't buy when things are pumping. Don't buy when you see virtual up 300%, when you see Zebec up 600%, right? Don't FOMO in on the massive green candles. Don't chase those green candles. That's going to get you wrecked for sure. That is like a guaranteed way of getting wrecked, right? Buying in the red, yeah, there's still a chance you might lose. It might drop lower. The project might not pump back up, might not go as high as you think, or whatever. But that's normal risk for any type of investment. But buying at the lows, buying when it's red, buying when nobody wants to buy, that is a proper amount of risk for a rally to catch some type of profit on the way back up. You have a way better chance of making profit faster that way than making profit chasing something that's already ran hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of percent. Guaranteed. So, yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Chris. 100% agree. I appreciate everybody hanging out here on a Saturday night, Saturday evening. I know a lot of people are out and about. Make sure you guys are safe out there. Stay safe. There's always a lot of craziness out in the world. So make sure you guys are staying safe, because I need you guys here, man. I need you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe, joining the Crypto Citadel. You know what I mean? Continue to talk about crypto. Who else am I going to talk to about crypto with? You know, that's just the name of the game, my friends. So I appreciate every single one of you guys spending time in here, asking questions, hanging out, because that is, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. And if it wasn't for you guys, I won't be able to get to where I want to get to. You guys know that I lost my previous account of over 70,000 followers, and now I'm regrowing this new account back from scratch. So I definitely need all the support that I can, all those likes, all those subscribes. They definitely help. So I appreciate every single one of you guys spending time here on this Saturday evening. Guys, I think I'm going to be calling it a night for the day. I appreciate every single one of you guys here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Be safe out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow, Sunday, and I will definitely see you guys on Monday for this big potential rally for Bitcoin. Until then, guys, see you guys in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.